So I just want to make a quick video because this is the main reason I'm so I posted the situation with Cypher ISD and it's extreme. Like, these people have not stopped targeting my son. And that's why we don't feel safe here in Texas, because they go out of their way to antagonize my children. Like, it's not, I know you're gonna have issues with people all the time, but I guess a lot of people having, like, there's a lot of people out there that got their feathers ruffled because of so many reasons. But I guess specifically, like, me being able to decipher biblical text, I have my reasons for not choosing not to play into provocations and judgmental people trying to say, like, oh, why don't you go to church? Well, I already did go to church. Like, that's not up for debate. If I'm being wise enough to say, you know what, I understand that I'm probably, if maybe the only person that I know of that has been able to accurately decipher biblical text, I'm not the first one to try to do it. I know that because it was taught to me. So, but the only difference was that I have a very unbiased approach, because I take my denomination and what I was raised to believe in. I'm taking that out of the picture, and I'm just using context clues in the biblical text and the symbolism to be able to decipher what everything means. Because, like I said, I'm not, like, I didn't write the Bible. This is whatever's in there. It's been in there for thousands of millennia. But this is why I get so angry, because it's the same religious hypocrites that are now targeting my son at school, and it's administrators. And I don't like that, because it's like, grow up. This isn't your high school time. This is their high school time. You don't get to sit there and bully children because, for whatever your ridiculous reasons are, you need to check yourself at the door. Today, I had to check an administrator that more than likely lied in their resume and doesn't know Texas law. They're probably not even from here. Like, they probably never went to school here. They don't know what the high school requirements are for graduation. They don't know what they are to, be promoted from one grade to another. And this is why I'm so, passionate about getting out of Texas, because Texas does not want to fix the problem. They want to distract from the problem. They want to sweep it under the rug, because it is not in their best interest to look like a bunch of ignorant morons. But the reality is, that's exactly what's happening here. Some people are just lying on their resume to get the job, and they're not capable of doing the job. And they don't have the mental maturity to be able to handle working with children. They just don't have it. They don't understand that they should not even be around kids. I don't know where these people were raised or how, or if they really, I think these people are high school dropouts, to be honest. If you don't know the requirements for promoting students between grades, you have no business being in a school. You have no business telling a parent XYZ, because first of all, I'm from here. I'm born and raised in Texas, and I have a problem with someone intentionally and consecutively and constantly being targeting my children. If it's not one thing, it's another. And it's like, what are you so bothered about? Like, what is your problem? Like, you need to grow up. Like, you have the mental maturity of a 2-year-old. If you can't sit there and a child is more mature than you have no business being in a school. You have no business in the education system whatsoever. You need to just go get your head checked, get some therapy, get help, because nobody respects or values your opinion, especially not somebody that, for me, I can verify everything. These idiots, I don't know how many times they have to verify the same information. I don't know how stupid you have to be to not understand that what the word prodigy means. But if I don't use it lightly, I don't call someone who's been doing this, the same thing for 15 years a prodigy. They can be called a master, or they can be called an expert or whatever, but they're not a prodigy. A prodigy is someone that can pick up on a new thing and master it within days or hours. That's a prodigy. Somebody that is so good at something that they've never done before. And so that's what that means. And if you have a problem with that, I'm sorry that you didn't discover your talent. You need to dedicate more time to yourself and to that than sitting there and being hateful toward people that are aware of their talents. Because if I'm displaying everything that I'm capable of as far as the arts, both literary and performing, that's because I need to get out of Texas, where they don't value that. They don't have any sense of appreciation for education. They don't have any sense of appreciation for the arts. They don't have an appreciation for being able to manage a budget. They don't care. They don't care about these kids. They don't care about all they do is bare minimum. These people are trying to make sure I can't get away from the cesspool of stupidity and corruption. And I'm done with it, because it's 24 years. You didn't have enough time to get it together in 24 years. And I'm just supposed to stay here for no reason. I could have graduated by now. If it's that important to have a college degree, not everybody can sit there and write a screenplay in a week. Okay? Some people are faster than me. Some people can write a screenplay in a day, in a couple of days or whatever. I'm not that fast. I like to take my time with it because I want to write something meaningful. But when I say I can do something, I can do it. So I don't like it when people sit there and try to question they disrespect or question my intellect or my integrity. Unless you experience me in person and you have a rapport with me, you have a conversation with me, I can show you everything. Unless you take the time to do that, you're not going to know. You're not going to know anything about me. You're not going to understand me. You're not going to get to know me through social media. That's the only way to get to know someone and how they work is to be able to talk to them in person, deal with them in person from day to day, and know their strengths and weaknesses. And yes, believe me, I have weaknesses. One of them is very low tolerance for slow individuals, because after a certain age, you gotta know better. It's a difference between children who are in the learning process and adults that just decided to stay stupid, because it is a decision to stay stupid. It's a difference between being stupid and not knowing that you're ignorant. And it's okay, because I'm not going to talk about stuff that I don't understand, like aerodynamics or spatial engineering. I don't know it. I don't know enough about that, So I'm not going to sit there and pretend that I know that, because I don't. I can talk about what I do know, and everything that I do know, I can, prove that I know it. But I'm not going to sit there and, prove it to high school dropouts. Prove it to illegal immigrants that don't belong in this country and that have probably stolen from me or disrespected me or abused me at one point. I'm not doing that, because who are they, to question me, Technically, they don't even exist on the database. They're not supposed to be here. So it's it just makes me angry, because this is not about politics. It's just about right and wrong. Everybody wants to read into too much. I'm not picking sides. I don't go to church, because at this point, if I were to sit there and decipher another biblical text, it's not to offend the church. You can go, if I go and I choose to go to this church or that church or whatever denomination. I'm sending a clear out signal that, oh, this is the right religion. I'm not the one to decide that for anybody. Okay, I can just pass off the information and you can do with it what you want. You can even dismiss it. You don't have to consider it. We all have free will. Like some people believe science is real and some people don't. Even if it can be proven. So it doesn't matter, like, what people think of me. I'm all about protecting my children, and I don't think Texas is the state that's gonna do that for me, because they constantly disrespect my intellect. And it's not people, I'm telling you, it is not people that are actually knowledgeable enough to even speak to me, to even hold a conversation. That's why I get so angry, because it's like, it's one thing if someone asks me a question and they're humble enough to say, you know what, I don't know this, can you help me? But it's another to sit there and argue knowing you're wrong. That's the part where it's like, why are you even talking? Like, why are you opening your mouth when you know that? I don't know if these are like crisis actors getting to, like, I don't know if they're being hired to constantly irritate people or start provocations. I'm thinking that's what it is. At this point, it has to be, because it's like, I don't know what circus hired you, but you couldn't pay me enough to look stupid. You couldn't pay me enough to pretend to be stupid. Because that's one thing I'm not. I may not be the most beautiful woman on the planet, or the youngest, or the most, the thinnest, and I don't care, because beauty fades. You can be beautiful for like the first, 30 years of your life, and once aging starts, what are you gonna do with your life? Still sit there and try to bully women that you feel threatened by? And that goes for both sexes. I don't care. Come at me, because then I'm just gonna publicly shame you and you're just gonna look stupid all over again, and there's no point in doing that, because I'm the one that knows what I'm talking about. When I say something, I'm talking about something I know. I'm not talking about some stuff that I don't know. If I don't know, if I don't understand, whatever, if I don't know how to do something in particular, I'm not going to talk about it, because I don't know I will listen to the person that does know about whatever subject I don't understand, because I love to learn new things. But I'm not going to talk about something or argue with someone when I don't understand it. I don't know what they're talking about. I'm not going to argue, because there's nothing to argue about. I'm just there to listen and learn. That's how I learn so many things, is because when someone that's talking about a subject that I've never heard of or understood or learned from, I pay attention, because I want to learn. So I don't have that attitude of, I don't have a superiority complex. I just don't like being attacked by people with is it a minority complex? I don't even know. But the inferior complex. I don't have to prove nothing to nobody who already has those confidence or self-esteem issues. If you got that, you need to go work on that and stop attacking people that just are not even bothered by probably don't even know that you exist. I mean, I'm just sitting there wondering, why is this happening? And this is why we wanted to leave to a blue state, because it seems to me like Texas has a problem with women upgrading their lifestyle and doing better in life. They have a problem with women having a voice. They have a problem with women standing up for themselves. They have a problem with women having to correct a man when they're wrong. Okay? And you need to be able to just, we all come from a female. We all come from a mom. At some point, that mom had to teach you everything you know. And you need to check your ego at the door and stop acting defensively like somebody owes you some respect you never earned. Nobody does. Common courtesy is for everybody. But respect, that you have to earn. Okay, common courtesy is just showing people you have manners. But respect, you have to earn that. And you don't earn that unless you lead by example and you treat people with respect, treat people with manners, and build a rapport. And you're not, nobody in Texas is doing that for me right now. I'm just so fed up because the level of that I've had to go to like clear my name and have to deal with the fact of all the slander, all the identity theft, and my pictures being stolen, like all that junk that they did. It was like, you went through all that for nothing just to look like a psycho. Like, now people know. What are you gonna do now? Now people know that you're not okay up here, you know? And it just seems like excessive and unnecessary. And attacking my son isn't gonna get you anywhere, because I'm just gonna come right back and defend him. Any of them. So you're wasting your time. You need to just sit down somewhere and go to therapy, get some help, do what you got. I don't even know who this person is. That's the crazy part. That's the sad part, is that I don't even know who this person is that's going out of their way to antagonize my children. It's pathetic and sad. And, I wish I could feel empathy for this person, but when you come for my kids, that's a line right there that I'm not willing to cross. Nobody comes before my kids. Nobody. Ever. And I don't care what your beliefs are. Nobody comes before my kids. So to those people that are so fake concerned, that concern was needed back in 2020 and 2021. And you proved that you're not that type of person. So don't come over here with all that nonsense. Me, I'm just ready to work. I relocated from state to state trying to find work. And I don't need some Waco crazy religious nut job to sit there and start attacking me because their denomination isn't Bible based, or they don't know they didn't do their homework, basically. So, hey, that's on you. You didn't do your homework. I don't know what to tell you. I did my homework all 12 years of school and then 1 year of college, and I still do it when I don't even need to. So I'm never above learning something new. And I just feel like everyone else needs to have that mentality. Don't ever think you're above learning something new, because like I said, I didn't even know this stuff until I decided to really look in there and dig in and try to figure things out. Because to me, it was taught differently. Like, because I had a Protestant faith, everything that was deciphered in biblical text and prophecies and stuff, everything was the Catholic Church. And I had to take a step back and say, not everything is the Catholic Church. Because it's redundant. It's repetitive. They're not going to tell us the same thing twice. They're going to say it one time and move on to the next thing. So I was like, these are different messages in here. So I had to figure it out. And I did. Because it has to fit. And right now, I was trying to tell my dad, I was like, I'm trying to work on Revelations 13 and see what that comes out of. But I haven't really dug into it. But that one's a little bit more complicated. It's a lot more difficult to figure out. And I haven't really sat down and really tried to dig into it that much. But it's more because I don't want people to think, oh, she thinks she knows everything. No, I don't know everything. Some of this stuff, I can't train people how to think the way I think. And I don't even know how to explain the way how I think. But, I feel like, the people that want to understand and they want to believe, they're going to do it regardless. So they're going to understand where I'm coming from. And the people that just want to be angry for no reason, then just be angry for no reason. I mean, what can I say? But being angry at me and lashing out at me isn't going to change the facts. It's not going to change my accomplishments. And you being upset about it just makes you look envious because I don't have anything other than my intellect and my wits and my children, and still you're mad. So nothing is ever going to make you happy if all you're doing is comparing yourself to someone else. Nothing. So that's that.